Hello there, this is Kristen with I Love My Body Fitness and KristenFitness.com here for your Tuesday tip. And today's tip comes from a question from one of our bootcamp members named Joyce. And Joyce writes, I love going out to restaurants and work happy hours, but how can I stay on point when there are so many invitations to go out for social outings? Joyce, this is an amazing question, and so many people have it, especially when they are trying to get healthy and they're trying to get in shape, but feel like they're constantly being thrown into social situations that keep holding them back from their best healthy eating efforts. And I mean, seriously, with all the amazing restaurants and bars in San Francisco, it seems like finding a night off can be a huge struggle for many of us and makes it really tempting for us to all constantly revert to starting again on Monday. Trust me, I am a huge foodie and I can relate. I've literally spent years trying to figure out how to create some balance in my life so I could still go out and enjoy myself without having the weight constantly pile on my waistline. And I finally started to be much better at this when I realized that there will literally be no perfect time in my schedule where I will have no social outings or events that come up. And once I realized this, I started forming habits and strategies that work for me to minimize the impact of my cheat meals so that I could still go out and have fun. And really, what I learned to do well is to just plan for the imperfect times in my life. So the sooner you start planning for the imperfect times in your life instead of waiting for your schedule to clear up, the faster you will be on your way to reaching your goal weight and keeping your body healthy even when it seems like your social calendar is packed and there is no end in sight. So how can you still achieve the body of your dreams while maneuvering through your social life? And honestly, the major key to this is probably something you've considered but may have never taken full action on. But I promise that when you do, you're going to have a much easier time making progress towards your weight loss goals without constantly planning to start again on Monday. So the key to going out and enjoying yourself without adding extra inches to your waistline is to plan your social engagements in advance as much as you possibly can. Now the problem is you can't just have a mental plan. You actually have to do some work. You got to get out a pen and a paper or a computer and get things down on a calendar. So to do this well, you're going to need two things. Number one, you're going to need a social events calendar, not just one you hide in a drawer, but something that you're going to see every day. And number two, you're going to need a list of all the parties, the work events, the holiday celebrations that you know are coming up. Take out your calendar and mark any and all social events that you know are coming up in red or a bright bright color on your calendar so they're not to be missed. Then you're going to want to be sure to check this weekly on Sunday so you know what is coming up and you can plan ahead. Here's how. You're going to plan to eat clean the whole day before and the whole day after your events. This means you're going to need to take a trip to the grocery store on that Sunday and go shopping for healthy food. Make sure your fridge is stocked with foods that make you feel good and energized. For example, fruits, vegetables, proteins, and healthy fats. Try not to have any cheat meals the day before or the day after your event. And that way, if you go a little overboard at your event, on some cheap food, your waistline's not going to suffer as a result. Remember this one thing. One overindulgent large meal will not make you fat, just like one super healthy meal is not going to make you skinny. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is plan how you're going to eat at your event. We're going to cover that in our next blog post. For now, what I want you to do is leave me a comment below with 2 action steps on how you're going to plan your next event and stop putting off your weight loss efforts. Share this with your friends. That way you can be held accountable and you guys can all start to make progress towards your weight loss goals and have your social calendar work with you instead of against you. Finally, make sure to sign up for this email list so you don't miss out on the next entry, because that is going to really save your waistline. Until then, this is Kristen signing off from KristenFitness.com, and I love my body fitness. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday tip, and I will see you next week.